He Krishna, He Krishna, He Krishna, He Krishna. Om Om Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tamha Devamatma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye Om Shanti 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 Om Namo Brahmadibhyo ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि वेदान्तार्थ विभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनगेन्द्रसङ्गपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां विकृते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्राय सदात्माद्वैतवेदिने श्रीमते शंकरार्याय वेदांत गुरवे नमः योऽवतीर्ण इहाचार्य रूपेण यतीनामुदे श्रीमन्नारायणं वन्दे तं हरिं करुणानिधिं मननाख्यं प्रकरणं वासुदेवयतीश्वरैः रचितं विस्तरेणाद्य संग्रहेण प्रकाश्यते बालानामुपकाराय विज्ञानसिद्धये तत्र श्रीबालगोपाल कृष्णसन्निहितो भवेत् ॐ तर्हि कोशानाम् आत्मनश्च विवेकः कथमिति चेत् now how to understand that the panchakoshas and the self are different. Tesham vivekaha katham. If this is your question, uchyate loke. So he begins the reply with an example. Why? Because the example facilitates the understanding. Okay. Yatha loke pashu putra mitra kalatra griha dhanadhanyadiva. Now, whether it is your pashu putra kalatra mitra, matlab your cattle. Nowadays we don't have cattle, so it could be your dog. Some you don't call it not dog. Okay, then what? Elephant. People don't like their dogs being called as dog. Now what should we call them then? Elephant. Okay. You don't be disrespectful dog. Then doggy. If I call him doggy, his teeth are going to become soft or what? Dog is dog. So whether it is your cattle or your house or your wife or your son or your friend, it could be even dhanadhanya. Right? All that is your mobile, immobile wealth. With all of it, you associate a sense of possession. A sense of possession. How? Idam mama ityadivat. Idam mama. What do you call it? Whose car is this? Mine. Whose wife is this? Mine. Whose this boy? Whose son is he? Why? What happened? Oh, he stood first in the class. Oh, then my son. And then if he does something, whose son is this? What happened? The most naughty boy. Oh, my husband's son. This man. Ask him. I always felt he will go on the husband side with me, like that. So with all this, idam mama, yet mamakara can be placed. Sense of possession will be there. Exactly in the same way, idam mama sharira, ayam mama prana, idam mama manaha, iyam mama buddhi, idam mama ashyanam, iti, idam mama iti buddhi vishayatvat. So now there is one buddhi, one something that you have understood, that you can understand. What have you understood? That it belongs to you. That it belongs to you. Idam mama, mama. That is a possessive case, right? Ma, sambandha, possessive case. Iti buddhi vishayatvat shariraadi rupa panchakoshaha atmanam. Now, because all of this is it is categorically seen as belonging to you, and therefore, what all means? All means panchakoshas. Ah, otherwise, you don't go to say that my neighbor's house is my house or something. You could be your neighbor. Hey, my neighbor, so he's mine. So even whatever belongs to him also belongs to me. Not like that. Okay. So idam mama iti buddhi vishayatva shariraadi rupa panchakosha atmanam bhanti. What is the logic? What is the reasoning that is used? Is wherever you can have a possessive case, use of the possessive case, over there what happens? That Atmana Bhavanti. This is the Siddhanta. Okay. Atmana Bhavanti. Kintu Pashwadivat. So do you say that you may say my dog very happy, and so you may be very proud also about your dog. You know my dog. That when he walks on the road, all other dogs who are there, the street dogs and all other dogs, they they put their tail down and whimper into the side. Hmm. Mama, that can be that Abhimana also with that dog. That the dog does not have as much Abhimana as the owners have. If you are going to call that dog an ugly dog, the dog does not feel. But the owner, ugly, you are ugly, your khandan is ugly. My dog, that much Abhimana they have in the dog. You know what? Then, idam mama. So even if it is like that, yet that abhimana is with mamakara. Okay. Generally, if you see anything now when gets associated with you, now it naturally becomes glorified. It naturally becomes glorified. Hey, why are your clothes like this? This is pure. Why are your clothes so crumpled? This pure cotton. What you are using? Synthetic. Now, whatever that you use and with whatever your association that mamakara takes place, now becomes glorified. Remember that. Not only that much, even your knee pain also is glorified. Isn't it, Bhanu? Let your neighbor come and say, you know, I fell the other day, I fell down on our steps, and then my knees are, your knees hurting since how many, 2 days? I fell down, my knee hurt for 1 whole month. Now, there is competition even in that. That means that if it is my knee pain, then it has to be something great. You see, even your enemy associate minus with that. Generally, people, mother-in-law. So one is talking, my mother-in-law, they Ram, very difficult. Your mother-in-law, you have not seen my mother-in-law. In our days, the mother-in-laws were actually outlaws. Huh? How they tortured. So even whatever that my becomes, wherever you put that my, it will be glorified. It's with anything. So, and you see, the real thing is that anywhere, anything that gets associated with Atma becomes wonderful, becomes vibhuti, opulence. So now, iti, that mama buddhi vishayatva. So no matter how glorified it is, the thing is that it, the moment it is an object of mama buddhi, then how what it becomes is anatma. It is anatma. Okay. And by this reasoning, iti buddhi vishayatvat shariradi rupa panchakosha. So all these panchakoshas which are now seen as this body, etc., and various physiological functions, mental functions, cognitions, so on and so forth, all these things. What happens with that? Atma bhavati bhavanti. They cannot be called as the self. Then what should it be called as? Because there is nothing in between Atma and Anatma. Nothing. Either it is I or it is not I. It is not some continuum that, slowly I now becomes not I, something. Do you find anything? There can be my and not my, but not mine and mine. Both of these are anatma only. Okay. So these Vaishnavas, etc., they will say, tell you that this body, etc., is not you, not yours. Okay. It is not even mine. So till now you are having the thought that it is mine. Okay. So now they make your life a little easier if you recognize it as not belonging to me. Even if you don't recognize that it is not I, yet even the mamatva in that when becomes less, then also complications will be little less. But ajnanam is not gone. Only thing is that it is less complicated. Correct? Aklishta. What is it called? Aklishta vritti. Generally, you know, a lot of spiritual leaders and motivational speakers, what do? Is they don't change the situations of your life. All that they do is help you look at it from a different angle, from where now the same situation and same thing doesn't trouble you as much as before. Isn't it? I will give you an example. So, one of the saints that, I have a lot of devotion since my childhood. Then it is the story when, we were still in the 1970s and 60s or 50s, with that era. So there was one girl, and she was very ordinary looking. So, and that was a time when love marriages and everything was not so much into fashion. If somebody had love marriage, that means it was, if you remember, that was the kind of thing then. So now that boys from various families, Brahmins, they will come to see, and then after looking at that girl, generally she will get rejected. No, there were about 30 proposals that were brought to her, and 30 everywhere unanimously rejected. Now that you can imagine what that poor girl must be passing through. And she used to come crying to Maharaj. Maharaj, this time also they rejected me. Maharaj used to, hey, you don't say they rejected you. You just say that, hey, you are not fortunate to have me. You are not fortunate to have me. Go. Say that. Later on, that girl really got married. I mean, really got married, she got married. And Maharaj's words also came true. That fellow whom she married made a big fortune also. But thing is that that girl, she was tortured with so many rejections. He said that don't say that, just tell. I mean, she was not going to go walk to their home and say that, hey, you are not fortunate. All that she had to do is to tell it in her mind that that fellow is not fortunate. Go. So, thing is that the same thing, it did not change anything. But what really changed was a perspective because of which now the same situation doesn't remain torturous, isn't it? We require that, and there is nothing wrong about it. We require it. Then there is one of one of the spiritual leaders from Bangalore only. Recently, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm saying some good about him. Okay? So Swamiji, you have got bad about him. Then he had a very big satsang. They used to call it Maha Satsang, and in cities, a lot of people will come and all that. Nice people were coming, and young men and women singing and all that. So a lot of people lost their batua, wallets. Pickpockets, now they will, when so many people are coming, these people will find a good opportunity. You anyway, the dancing Radhe, Radhe, Govinda and all that. Who's going to look at the pocket is getting picked up? Uh, so this happened, and a lot of people lost to complaint came. A lot of this Maharaj. Then from there he asked, "Hey, how many people lost their stolen? Their wallets are stolen." They raised their hand or something. So then he said, "Are tell that thief, ये हमारे पैसे क्या चोरी करते हो? चोरी करना ही है तो हमारा दिल चोरी करके दिखाओ." Nothing changed. You see, the only thing is that you lost that wallet. He has to make his driving license, apply for the Aadhaar card, whatever PAN card, and everything that he has to do. But now he says, "Oh, I never thought we could say something like this to a thief." Earlier, I would have thought, मिले तो इसको ऐसे मारू सारे 32 दांत बाहर निकाल दूं. लेकिन now I can tell him, अरे चोरी करनी है हमारा फिर चोरी करके दिखाओ. So you see, the situation is lightened up. That means what happens is that there is aklishtam. What is that? This is a very important thing, even for you and me to learn. That if you can lighten up the situation, you will find that a lot of mental problems and tensions will evaporate just like that. Now you will be free to look at the real problem, and that real problem is the problem of avidya. But then, as long as you are going to be bogged down by these problems, oh, he rejected me, he said it, I am bad, he said I am good, he said like that, what if he goes away, what he does that, his judgment about. If you are going to be bogged down with these things, now, how can you ever think with the Atma is Brahman or not? Because even when I tell you, hey, come here, let us see Atma is Brahman. Swamiji, no Vedanta. Tell me, my wife is troubling me. My son doesn't listen to me. And to fuel them is my mother-in-law. No. Tell me some real thing, man. You're telling Atma is Brahman, Brahman. What? It's a practical, tell me, practical. Isn't it? But when you are saying practical, what do you mean by that? Practical is just this much. Just something to lighten up, to aklishta. So also, these people will tell you that, this body is not yours. Okay, not mine. Then it doesn't belong to me. Even if you are able to see this much, that, even if you are able to remove that mamatva from there, you may not have that atmatva is not shaken, but at least mamatva is shaken. It will also bring a lot of peace, bring a lot of peace. Remember this. So the fact that you have to somehow bring to your notice that this is the first step is that it doesn't belong. Then the second step is now the question is not that then whom does it belong to? My neighbor? If this body doesn't belong to me, what? Then it belongs to my neighbor or what? This is not the way. Then when you are saying it doesn't belong to me, that means it is simply reducing the mamatva buddhi. Now you have to install over there anatma buddhi also. What do you have to keep over there? Bring see what? Anatma buddhi. Where? In the Panchakoshas. So this prakriya helps you to bring the anatma buddhi. Okay? It is simply helping you to bring the anatma buddhi. And that's why first go ahead and see na mama. Till then, even when you are seeing it as mama, what is important is that whatever, wherever you are going to associate this mamatva, mamatva means like gotva, there is mamatva. Wherever there is going to be this mama buddhi, mamatva buddhi, what happens over there? That means it is not me. Let this be seen again and again through your mental eye. Iti, iti buddha idam mama iti buddhi vishayatvat shariraadi rupa panchakosha atmana bhavanti. Now, what is the point of allowing you to see this? That even in this way, that whatever this body, etc., is, in which I have mamatva buddhi, then that becomes anatma. Otherwise, you can say, wherever there is mamatva buddhi, it is anatma. Is that true? In your neighbor's car, you don't have mamatva buddhi, but you recognize it as anatma. Isn't it? Your car also you recognize that anatma, but over here you have mamatva buddhi. So now we are simply going to use this as a stepping stone that wherever there is mamatva buddhi, it can be recognized as anatma. Okay. Just as in case of Bhuma and Agni, this sambandha between Bhuma and Agni is called as Vyapti. Correct? Who said Vyapti? You. It is called as Vyapti. Correct? Why is it called as Vyapti? Not because it is just like that. Somebody liked the name, like how you name your children. Hmm? Ah, because at this between Vyapti, Vyapti in between, there are two ends. At one end, there is going to be Vyapya, and the other end, there is going to be Vyapaka. Okay, you can draw that figure. Between Vyapaka and Vyapya, there is Vyapti. Okay, now you understand this. Huh? So, so what happens is, wherever there is Vani means what? Vani means fire. Wherever there is fire, is there smoke going to be always there?
No.
How, Ambika? You light your gas, no? There is smoke. There is fire, but no smoke. So now we understand there is smokeless fire also. So this niyama cannot be there. You cannot have this rule that wherever there is fire, there is doom. Okay? But on other hand, wherever there is doom, fire is bound to be there. Correct? Niyama. There is niyama. So that's why what is the niyama? Yatra yatra umaha tatra tatra vanni. Now in this case, something is there which is adhika deshavarti. Fire is adhika deshavarti. Correct? Because it can stay even in that area where there is no smoke. But smoke will stay, will smoke be in any area where there is no fire? And therefore, what is it that we are going to say about smoke is that smoke is Nyuna Deshavarti and fire is Adhika Deshavarti. Okay. Now, if you look at this, now you tell me, Vyapaka means that which is Adhika Deshavarti. And Vyapya means Nyuna Deshavarti. You understand this now? And therefore, wherever there is smoke, fire is going to be there. So, in that desha, wherever there is smoke, fire is bound to be there or not? Is there any desh where there is fire but no fire? No, is there is smoke but no fire? No, you are never going to find that. And therefore, one is Vyapaka, the other one is Vyapya. And between the Vyapaka and Vyapya, what is there? Vyapti is there. Now, that allows you to understand that relationship between Vyapaka and Vyapya. That wherever the Vyapya is going to be, Vyapaka has to be there. Wherever Vyapya is, Vyapaka will be there. Like that. Now, Anatmatva is Vyapaka. It can be found even in that which is Namama, not mine. Like the neighbor's car. Correct? Anatmatva is seen even in the neighbor's car. And Mamatva is seen in my car. Correct? But wherever there is Mamatva, another thing which will come along with it as a rule is Anatmatva. So therefore, if you see, wherever there is Mamatva, Anatmatva will immediately follow, like Yatra Yatra Dhumaha Tatra Tatra Vani. Immediately the next rule that we can make is Yatra Yatra Mamatvam Tatra Tatra Anatmatvam. Okay. ठीक है? Yatra Yatra Mamatvam Tatra Tatra. Anatmatvam can be there even in other areas also. But wherever there is mamatvam, anatmatva is going to be there as a rule. You cannot show any area where there is mamatva, but it is atmatva. So, mamatva will never be bereft of anatmatva. Okay, Bhanu? Now, if this is the rule, with in case of panchakoshas, the body, the pranas, etc., do you see mamatvam or not? If mamatvam is seen, then immediately the next thing which will come is anatmatvam, not I. Like what? Like Pashu, Putra, Dhana, Dhanyadi, Griha, Dhana, Dhanya, your property, etc. It is mine, but it is not me. Like that over here. Panchakosha Atmana. Why? Mamatva Buddhitva. Panchakosha Atma na bhavanti. Why? Anatma. Sorry. Mamatva.
Mamatva buddhyat.
Mamatva Buddhitva. Mamatva Buddhya. They have Buddhitva. Generally, they use Panchami. Even that also is in Karan only, which you can use for with Tritiya also, but their language. Okay. Dhumatvat. धूमेन नहीं बोलते, धूमत्वात्. Like that. पंचमी का प्रयोग. ओके, ठीक है कि नहीं? Right. So this is it. किंतु पश्वादिवत् अनात्मा एव पंचकोशश्च आत्मा च पृथक् पृथक् इति युक्तिः. इति. Now this is the yukti. Yukti means inference. Over here, yukti means inference. Haven't you used inference? You have, wherever you are going to bring vyapti, it means it is inference. So yukti over here means you have, this is how you have made use of the anumana pramanam, inference. Sharira rahita atma iti pratipadika asharira ityadi shutayascha. Now he says, sir, you know what? This logic is a double dholki. You know what is a double dholki? No? Have you used that word, heard that word, double dholki? So now there is one person. Then he was a member of parliament, no matter which party won or lost. But he always was. Then somebody was talking that, you know, people are disloyal and this and that. This man said, disloyal? I have never been disloyal. How come, sir? You change party? I don't change parties. I am always there with the ruling party. I don't change parties. I am always there with. So now this fellow, if he goes to Ganga gaye Ganga Das, Jamna gaye Jamna Das. इधर की भी बजाए उधर की भी बजाए. So, होते हैं ना लोग. Then there are some people like that. If they see this is a congregation of some devotees kind of people, bhakti, Ajnan, useless. They're Jnani type of people. They have no siddhanta of their own. They are like Girgit. Girgit means chameleon. So this logic has got no loyalty like that. It can be anywhere. So there is Vyas Bhagwan Sutra only, Tarko Apratishta. क्या अप्रतिष्ठान? क्या है तर्को? तर्क. There is one sutra only, Brahma Sutra. That it does not have its own, nothing to prove of its own. It can be employed anywhere to prove anything. Okay. So therefore, now even if you prove that wherever yatra yatra mamatva buddhi tatra tatra anatmatvam, yatra yatra mamatvam tatra tatra anatmatvam. Even if you use this inference, yet because of lack of any proper pramana which goes to say anything about Atma and Anatma, this logic inference is not going to be very trustworthy. It is pramanam, theek hai. Okay. Then that's why he says this Atma is atindriya vishaya or not. Atma is Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha or atindriya vishaya. And therefore, atindriya vishaya will be will be will be illumined by whom? By Shruti alone. Dharma is atindriya vishaya or not? Do this and it will create punya. So that punya papa dharma is, you can see dharma or you can smell dharma. Huh? Is there anything? So is it aindriya vishaya or atindriya vishaya? So like dharma is also atindriya vishaya, and that is illumined by only Shruti. Like that, Brahma is also atindriya vishaya. It is illumined by Shruti alone. So Atma is also atindriya vishaya. And therefore, now over here, though this inference has gone to show yatra yatra mamatvam tatra tatra anatmatvam, yet it is, because it is not a pramanam over there, it can become an assistant pramana. It can become an assistant pramana. Correct? So what is the real pramana? Shruti. And therefore now you have to show that is there Shruti saying that Atma is not this body? Yeah? So over here, Sharira Rahita Atma iti Pratipadika Ashariram Sharireshu. Now this is the Shruti. क्या है वो? सर्वदेहेषु अविनाशी तु तद्विद्धि येन सर्वं इदं। क्या है? निकालो, सेकंड चैप्टर. सो अशरीरम, आगे आगे पीछे का एक दो को आगे पीछे पढ़ो. हाँ, अंतवत अंतवत अंतवन्तैमे देहाः नित्यस्योक्ता शरीरिणः anashino prameya. So now this dehi is anash And how is the deha, sharira? Nashya, antavantu. Correct? Antavan deha. Antavat. ठीक है ना मेरा भाई? And so now what has happened is this is how the sharira is. And how so sharir, so how is this atma? Ashariram. Ashariram is not sharira. That is all we are saying. But becomes available in sharira, another thing. It may become available there, but not sharira. It is not. So, iti pratipadika ashariram ityadi shrutayascha santi. Sharira rahita atma iti pratipadika ashariram ityadi shrutayascha santi. Pashwadinam Shaya Vrudyadi Vika. In Ashariram, where he has quoted, has Vani Vilas Press given what Shruti is this? Anything in the bracket they have given? From
No,
where?
Swami,
What?
they have not given the reference. Which Shruti they have not given.
Even Dakshinamurti also is not printed in the reference. Dekhna padega. Ityadi Shrutayashta Santi. And then Shrutayaha, obviously Vasudeva Yatishvara must be having number of Shrutis over there, which are of similar nature that he's saying. Okay. Pashwadinam Shaya Vrudyadi Vikaraha Tat Swaminam Drashtaram Yathana Sprishanti Iti Anukavaha. Now, so also, now using this as the stepping stone, furthermore, Pashwadinam Shayavrudyadi Vikaraha. In your cow or dog and cat, you don't see Kshaya and Vritti. So now that little puppy you brought, now he has become big dog. Then after a few years, slowly he will become old, fall sick, cannot digest food, so on and so forth. Vikaras are seen. This transformation changes are all seen. Kshaya Vruddhyadi Vikara. Whether it is Kshaya or Vritti, both of them are modifications, Vikaras. And so it is seen in that dog or something. What is the good thing about this dog is that there is Mamatva Buddhi. And in this body also there is Mamatva Buddhi. Now we have to use this to our benefit and to understand Anatmatva. Correct? So, furthermore, Kshayavruddhyadi Vikaraha Tat Swaminam Drashtaram Nasprishanti. All these Vikaras do not contaminate, touch the Drashta. Who is he? Swami. Drashtaram Nasprishanti. Iti Anubhavaha. Yes, this is true. Evam. Now, otherwise your dog is sick. Oh, I'm also sick. Admit me also in the hospital, the same veterinary thing. Chalega. Evam Shariradi Panchakosha Vikaraha Drashtaram Atmanam Mam Kadapi Nasprishanti Iti Anubhavaha. So also all the vikaras associated with Panchakoshas. What are those vikaras? Shaivradyadi only. Evam Shariradi Panchakosha Vikaraha Drashtaram. Now these Panchakoshas are only called as vikaras. We are not saying that there is vikara in the Panchakosha. Vikaras only are Panchakoshas. Panchakosha Vikaraha. Otherwise, Shariradi Panchakosha Vikaraha, you still can say Shariradi Panchakosha Nam Vikaraha. So Shashti Tatpurush Samas can be also made. So Panchakosha Vikaraha Drashtaram Atmanam Nam kadapi na sprishanti. It doesn't touch me. Okay. So now that I have grown old, I am becoming young, I should be looking young. All these things, when they start falling loose and it does not hold any meaning for you. Somebody comes and says, "Oh, Swamiji, you still look young." Doesn't matter. Oh, you look, now jewelry pad gayi. And your all hair have gone, flown away. I said, I have sent it earlier. Parcel kar diya hai for next life. Now what? It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any, even if people call you old, young, beautiful, ugly, then you start understanding it is that this Sharadi Panchakosham Karaha Drashtarmanam Mam Kadapi Nasprishan. बिल्कुल बेहुदी बातें हैं. तुम अच्छा को बुरा को इससे क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है वो बताओ. Then suddenly you will discover that your topics of discussion, thinking have changed. You are not talking about which lotions and creams to use. You are not talking about how to look younger. च्यवनप्राश खाऊं, डाबर का खाऊं कि गोबर का खाऊं. मां न स्पृशति इति अनुभवः. Okay, stay with this. Meet me next week. Om Purnamadaः Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadat Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Vadaraya Sutrabhashita Punah Punah Ishvaro Purnamniti Murti Veda Bhagine Omavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinaamurtaye Namaha. Om Namah Parvati Padaya.
Hara Hara Mahadev.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.